If you've ever tried to play Mozart's Rondo alla Turca up to tempo, you already know the challenges. The right hand 16th note passages can easily sound rushed and uneven, and the octaves leave your hand feeling fatigued only halfway through, and the faster you push, the more stiff and tense everything feels. Today, I'd like to share my exact technique fixes that I teach my students for the spots that most pianists struggle with, so that you can play this piece faster and clean and evenly without fatigue. On places like bars 9 and 10 and 13 and 14, make sure you're lifting your elbow when you're crossing over your thumb. It's going to feel much easier than if your elbow is stuck to your side and you're trying to cross over your thumb. It'll help you to play more accurately. And when I lift, I'm keeping my shoulders down and relaxed. Also, be careful about the quarter note, that you're holding it while you're playing the eighth notes detached. Most students miss that. The trill is challenging. Start out by not doing the trill, just play the basic notes. And eventually work into a measured trill. And eventually, when I try to play the free trill in the right hand, and when you play the free trill, you want to try to relax your hand and play the trill lightly. And you want a little wrist rotation, like you're turning a doorknob. You probably don't see a lot of motion, but I'm definitely using some wrist there. And if you just can't get that free trill when you're playing this up to tempo, it's okay. Most students can't do it. So just play the simplified. The other thing you want to think about is keeping your left hand steady and even when you're playing the trill. Students usually rush here, but it'll probably help you to play the trill better because you won't be so obsessed about it. You'll be focusing on your left hand steadiness. So now we're at the B section, the main refrain, and we're in the key of A major. When you're practicing the right hand octaves, use a 1 and 4 on the black keys. This is much more efficient than shifting your whole hand up for the black keys. And our fourth finger is longer than the pinky, so it should feel easier. And most students have big enough hands to use a 1 and 4. If you do have small hands, play on the edges of the keys. That will feel much less stretchy than if you're trying to hover over the white keys like this. And the other thing I want you to do is try to keep your wrist up and keep your fingers close to the keys. This will sound smoother. If you're doing big motion like this, you'll slow down. It will slow you down. And it doesn't sound very good. So keep your fingers really close to the keys. And try to stay as relaxed as you can, your hand. You don't want it to be really stiff and stretched out. Keep it relaxed as much as you can. But a great trick is when you get to the quarter notes, really release the tension because you have time. Release. 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 In the left hand, I want you to drop in, use some arm weight, keep your wrist flexible, and roll in so that you hit every note. And I'm keeping my fingers curved, but my wrist flexible. Since this video is primarily about technique, I wanted to quickly pause and mention our free exercises unique piano technique. This PDF will give you exercises that you can practice the most essential technical skills like the under-over motion in scales and arpeggios. It's linked in the description below, and you can also find it at briantepianoduo.com. So back to the Mozart. Here at section C, the main challenge is playing the right hand 16th notes evenly and maintaining a steady tempo. There's a lot of scales and crossing over the thumb and going under with the thumb in this section, so there needs to be some elbow motion. When I start at bar 32, I'm keeping my elbow lifted pretty much from 32 to 40 because there's so much crossing over and under. I'm keeping my shoulders down and relaxed though. Then when I get to bar 40, there's going to be more in and out motion with my elbow here. In, and then out, and then in, and out. When my elbow goes out, it gives support to my weaker fourth and fifth fingers, so they feel stronger and more coordinated. So when I do that scale, it feels more comfortable. And when you get to places like this, make sure you're using wrist rotation, turning that doorknob and not making just your fingers do all of the work. Also here, this is a fast, delicate section, so we don't want to work too hard here. Keep your fingers close to the keys so that it can be soft and sound smooth. So this Alberti bass in the left hand is problematic. One thing that really helps is get your elbow up. That will immediately give strength to this pinky. Stay close to the keys and use wrist rotation. And the other thing is you want to shift up into the black keys on measure 113 instead of trying to twist up into that black key. Try to keep your wrist as straight as possible as you shift and shift back. These technique fixes will definitely make a difference in how this piece feels to you, but it's just a starting point. In my full Rondo alla Turca course, I walk you through every tricky spot, section by section. Plus, I share the dynamics, phrasing, and pedaling that give it that signature Mozart sparkle. And you'll get the sheet music with my fingering, pedaling, and dynamic markings. So check that out in the description below. And you can also find it at BrillantePianoDuo.com. Thanks so much for being here today.